What to do today? What to do? Oh, wait. Design method just uploaded. Have you seen this guy? He's hilarious. I think I can make a YouTube channel. You know, I've been silly before. I could do it. Hey, Google, make a meme about people that pay for photo editing in Photoshop. It's great.
You wanted to see me?
Come on in, Bill. Come in, Bill. Have a seat. Alright, something came up. Have you been paying for photo editing? Have you been using Photoshop? I'm gonna need you to sign here. I can't have people in my using a subscription service. Sign right there. Yep, no, it's been great working with you. Yeah, you've been okay, honestly. There's a box with all this stuff you've done for us in there, the important stuff. Say hi to your wife and my kids, and shut the door behind you. Yeah, alright, see ya.
Alright, so we're in Affinity Photo, and let's talk about some grid lines, because we know how to party here on this channel. We know how to party, so we talk about grid lines. First of all, I want to reset my studio back to default in case you're following along and you want your screen to look like my screen. So to do that, we go up to Window, Studio. Say it with me, folks. Reset Studio! Okay, that was fun. Next, what I want to do is add a background on this document just so I can see the grid lines. So let's do that first. So next, let's go up to Layer, New Fill Layer. Now by default, I've got this gray selected. You can change it to whatever color you want, but I just want to make this very viewable for you. So I've selected this background just to show you the grid. Now, the grid, where is it? What does it do? Great question, you in the back. So what we're going to do to view the grid is we're going to go up to View, and we're going to make sure Show Grid is selected. So let's click on that. Now I've got this grid. Now it's impressive. Now I'm a designer. So here's a cool grid. It's a basic grid. We can alter this grid to something a little more intense, or I don't know, refined. Is that the word I'm looking for? So to do that, we're going to go back up to View, and this time we're going to go to Grid and Axis. Axis? Yeah. And we'll get this window here. Now, what we're worried about here are the modes. So you have automatic, and if you go to automatic, you will see you have our main grid lines, and we have these little lines in here too, which are the subdivision lines, which if you want to get, again, more refined, that's what you're looking for. Now, basic grid, you have advanced grids, which have things like isometric. I usually use things like that in Affinity Designer, but you can use these cool different grids to design some more fancy, intricate stuff. What we'll do is go to the automatic grid, and here's some important things you might want to know. Your grid line transparency slider is here. So if these are too much, you can turn them down or turn them all the way up. You can turn your subdivision lines up or all the way down, and you can also change the color of your grid line. So, you know, yellow, you could go yellow, you could go blue, you can go red. So let's, you know, I'm going to go to like, I don't know, I'm just going to keep it like this for now. But you just important to note, you can also change those colors. So that's good. We got a grid here. We're going to work with this one. And one other thing to point out, which is important, is up here with your little magnet is, this little drop-down arrow here, your snapping, you might want to turn on snap to grid. So when you're designing, you can snap, you know, whatever you're working with to the grid to line everything up. I have all layers selected under candidates, but you can change it to whatever you want. I don't really mess with this too much, but that's what mine's set to. So make sure that's in order. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn a background on now, because this isn't really fun to work with. So let's turn this off, and let's turn this picture of this girl who is blue and purple. And that's fine. I don't judge. And what we're going to do is start working with these grid lines. So let's first start with some text. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the artistic text tool out of my toolbox here. And I'm just going to click and drag out some text. I'm going to type the word grid because I am very creative and original. And let's snap it to there. And let's do the top and the bottom line, which should be about there. That's fine with me. So that looks okay. Now let's add something else. Let's add some more text, but this time I'm going to go back to the text tool, and I'm going to add the frame text tool. Now, if you don't know what the frame text tool is, this is for something if you want to add more text, like a paragraph or something longer. This is what you'll use. If you want to just a a title or something, you would use the artistic text tool. So what I'm gonna do is drag out a box here, maybe to about here. And from here, you could type text or you could cut and paste text. What I'm gonna do is add filler text just so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Designers usually use this just to fill space so they can see what something's gonna look like. And you can add filler text by going up to text and insert filler text. And it's just gonna give you some text written in, I don't know, I think it's like in Latin. I don't know. If I'm wrong, call me an idiot in Latin in the comments. But your filler text is in here and you can move this around and it'll adjust as you pull it. So I could line it up to this or I could line it up to this box. I'm gonna put it there. And sometimes it's hard to tell how this is looking with the grid lines. So you can always turn them off by going up to view and turn show grid off. And now you're saying, wow, looks all right, could look better. I don't disagree with you. So let's go back to our grid lines here. We'll turn those back on. And what I'm gonna do is just draw a few lines through here first to see what this looks like. And then we'll add a couple other things just using the grid line. So what I'm gonna do is grab my pen tool over here, my trusty pen tool. And right now the pen is set to white with a 6 point, which just means the thickness of the line. If I move it up and down, you can see the line will get bigger or smaller right above it there. So I'm gonna pick 6 because why not? And I'm just gonna draw out a few lines here and we'll see what this looks like. So let's go here to here. Let's go here to here. And maybe I'll do one more line here. It might not look good. Maybe we'll go up here to here, draw that out. And then we're gonna turn off the lines so we can see it. So I got 3 lines through here. Kind of hard to see with the grid lines, but let's turn them off. And now we have these lines running through here, which look okay. I don't know if they look great, but it's something we're just trying here. So let's turn the grid lines back on. And I'm gonna draw a few more lines using these grid lines. So back to my pen tool, so P on your keyboard or go over to your tools and click on it. And I'm gonna go from, say, let's go here down to here. And I'll do, let's go here to here. I'm just guessing here, guys. This could look awful, but you know. So we got those ones, and I'll do another grid line, maybe down here, here over to here. And let's turn that off and see what it looks like. Show grid. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest thing we've ever seen, is it? But you get the idea. So let's add a little bit more to this. Let's click on the text. And with my text selected, I'm gonna go down to my layer effects here, the effects at the bottom of the layers panel, right here. I click on that, and I'm gonna add an outer glow on this. And what I wanna do is change the color of the outer glow to maybe the pink or purpley over here to make it glow a bit. So I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna grab my color picker tool right here, click and drag over till I find, yeah, this looks good to me. Click on that. I'm going to assign that to the text. And then I'm going to slide the radius and the intensity around to see what looks good. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Let's do that. So we got grid there. Let's turn our grid back on by going up to View, Show Grid. And then let's just try drawing out some squares. This may not work, but maybe I'll just edit it and you'll never know. Ha ha. No, it's not how we do things here. All right, we're very transparent. All right, so let's draw out a square here and make sure it's lined up. Yep, that's lined up to the thing. And we're gonna change that to the same pink that we stole from the other spot. And maybe we'll bring the transparency down so it's not so intense. We'll do that to maybe, I don't know, let's go to like 75. I'm just gonna duplicate a few of these and just see how awful this looks. Move a few of these around. Maybe this is a bad idea, but we'll find out. These will all symmetrically be set up, believe it or not. Let's do something like that. Maybe up here, maybe like this. And then let's turn the grid off and see what it looks like. Okay, so again, maybe not the coolest thing you've ever seen. It probably would hurt if I turn these lines off here. Let's see. What happens if I get rid of that? Better or worse? Maybe worse. Okay, well, let's turn the grid back on here. So I just wanted to give you guys a basic understanding of using the grid. This is just on the fly. This is a very basic grid. Like I said, you can do all kinds of things like isometric and some really cool stuff. But that's how you can turn your grid on. You can change the transparency of the lines. You can snap to the grid and start designing some cool stuff with hierarchy. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you already know what to do. You tap, tap, tap that like button. If you've never seen my videos before, maybe me and you should subscribe. We'll go for a walk. You'll say after a while that your feet hurt. I'll carry you. I'll hurt my back, and then you'll have to call someone to come and pick both of us up. Because, that's just what happens sometimes. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Great to be back. See you soon.